Hello, my name is Dr. Maya Byfield. My business is The Phenomenal STEMist. I'm so excited to be here in Orange County because it's where I live. I live in Apopka, Florida. And I decided to make this business because I saw a need for underrepresented students to be successful in STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, math. And the best way I can do that is just provide products for parents to prepare them, whether it's a book or online STEM camps or just video podcasting. My goal is to transform this community, especially those who are underrepresented. And the way to do that is to help parents understand their children's minds and basically develop them at different stages of their lives to be prepared for a successful STEM career. Thank you so much. That's why I'm here.
Good evening, good evening,
I'm
good
here.
evening. Can you hear me?
All good.
Are you good, Shane? Are you good, Brandon?
Yes, over here.
Brandon, can you hear me? I don't think Brandon can hear. Well, while he's trying to get himself situated, I just wanted to remind you guys just to do some homework before we start. The book Phenomenal STEMist is on Amazon now. Don't forget to get it. And those of you who are watching, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Some of you are watching from LinkedIn, some of you are watching from Facebook. But I think it's very important that you subscribe to my YouTube. I have a really great conversation going on today. Is focusing on filing insurance claims on damaged real estate. You can't hear, Brandon? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Brandon? Let me text him. Brandon has a little bit of technical difficulties. B Ford closes is in the house. Yep. So what you could do is change your video, change your audio settings, maybe. I know that this is a very important conversation, and that's why this there's a whole big uh, uh, attack on this beautiful program, but it's gonna work out just fine. Brandon's gonna get his audio good. Shane, Mr. Davis, how are you?
I'm doing. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I want you to introduce yourself before we get started. And while Brandon is trying to get himself situated, we have a couple people watching online. My mom, of course, she's my number one fan. She's always watching. Everybody else, please do me a favor, show your name and where you're watching from. But yeah, Shane, can you just introduce yourself? I hear you now, Brandon. Now show your video. Go ahead, Shane. Introduce yourself.
Shane Davis. I'm on today as a public speaker
Hello.
in Orlando. Under Brandon, we're going to show about insurance tonight. We start talking about insurance claims. Waiting to get on.
I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Brandon was talking a little bit. He's trying to get on for a second. Say that again. What's your name? What do you do for a living?
Yeah, my name is Davis. 1 second. Yeah, Shane Davis, public adjuster. So I work with the file insurance on behalf of insurers. Sorry. And
Okay. Is there a cop behind you?
no, it's public. Yeah, I'm at a house right now. Naples, the hurricane. Sorry, inform me the hurricane happened. They're trying to stop to see what I'm. So I figured the best place always has a serve light, and it's the best play video on the.
Yeah, you're breaking up quite a bit, Shane. So just to remind you guys, Shane is a public adjuster. He's in South Florida as we speak, doing a lot of work for the victims of Hurricane Ian. He is in right in the Fort Myers area. He's actually outside of a hospital, so you're seeing a lot of lights. It's been pretty bad. Brandon, can you hear me? Brandon, can you hear me? Boy, let me text it. Yeah, if you could try to talk a little slowly on the microphone, Shane, so that it doesn't chop up. Your connection is good, but the audio is choppy, so it keeps cutting you off. Like so, while you're talking, there seems to be a lot of choppiness. So, it's okay. We'll work through this. Um, before I s- before we start, I want to talk about the 5 tips for filing a claim for for property damages. So as you know, there's been a very very bad hurricane that really affected Florida and a little bit of the Carolinas. And I want you to listen to these 5 tips for um property. And I want you to tell me what you think before I ask you a couple of questions. Um so 5 tips for filing a claim is number 1, keep all of your information handy. Like have everything that you can have to your grasp, all your documents, all your policies, all your information representative. Tip number 2 is use your terminology carefully. Be careful what you say. Like you don't want to use the word flood, especially if you don't have flood insurance.
Right.
Tip number 3, ask for damage mitigation. Ask for damage mitigation.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
I hear
Oh,
you real good. I hear you real good. Can you turn your phone?
flip it. I try, but then I go upside down like this. So
Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna have to keep you at this.
I guess, man, you guys don't have to see me through a letterbox. What's going on,
Oh
Shane?
boy.
Hey, what's going on?
This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. Sometimes you get these technical issues.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
life. It's life.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about the tips while you were coming on, but we're just talking about the tips. I wanted to see if Shane agrees with any of these things. Tip number 3, ask for damage mitigation information. Like tip number 4, take visible records like pictures and copies of your information of old photos, what your house used to look like. And tip 5, hire an expert. Hire an
That's right,
expert, somebody like an adjuster, a public adjuster.
right, right.
Like so what you think about those tips? Do you think those are good tips, Shane?
Yeah, especially number 5. Very, very, very important. Hire a adjuster. Yeah, but
Especially number 5.
right. But yeah, I everything, especially pictures. Pictures are so important when it comes to the class.
Take your time, take your time, take your time because I said before it's choppy for some reason.
Okay, you hear me now?
Mm.
I
Okay,
hear you
yes.
good. It's just like while you speak, it keeps cutting off for some reason.
Yeah, I'm sorry about work. Yeah, I agree with your tips. On photos, very important. It's curated. I tell my client maybe at the end of the year, take photos of your house, all angles in the interior. Keep them for the normal way. Do it the following.
So I heard it's kind of we might need to shift a little bit. Um
Try it one more time, Shane.
what I heard him say was take photos of your house, how and keep it on your phone. That's what I heard. Is that what you said?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure bad. Just photos of your interior.
Exterior and interior.
Right.
Okay.
Take photos once. I mean, breaking up really.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
breaking up really bad, and it wasn't that bad when
yeah.
you were talking in the beginning.
He's
So
in
you,
the Lions Den right now, guys. He's over there in Fort Myers. So it's real out there. He told me, I've seen pictures, man. It looks like a war zone. I mean, some places are completely flooded out. You can't even access certain areas because the roads are all the way flooded out. So he's out there, man.
yeah, he was telling me. I was speaking to him earlier, and he was like, "Man, it's 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 Katrina levels, you know,
Mm,
like people drowning. Like I don't think people really recognize that it's that bad, but I knew it was gonna be bad."
mm. All right. Shane, try us one more time.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You know,
Keep going. You said it's
no,
okay now. Yeah,
I said, can you now?
I can. I can hear you, but it just cuts you off a lot. So try. Let's try your headphones again. Let's try your headphones again and see if that will work. All right. So let's look at and if you can mute yourself, Brandon, while I'm talking, like because I'm hearing a feedback. Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to something? Because I hear myself when I'm speaking.
Yeah, it's probably on my side. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I'm gonna ask a couple of questions, and we're gonna get through this interview. I think it's a very important interview. I think a lot of people need to know about how to deal with damaged real estate. This is very, especially in these times where, oh, I lost him. I lost
He'll
him.
be back. He'll be back.
Especially in these times when there's a hurricane. We were talking about real estate last time, Brandon, and just to let you guys know, Brandon's gonna come on me with me every first Wednesday. Every
Whoop
first
whoop.
Wednesday, y'all.
Whoop whoop. I'm gonna
Every
hold
first
it down for
Wednesday,
the real estate side.
I'm gonna get help with the real estate side. And I can't do real estate conversations by myself. So Brandon has agreed to come on with me every first Wednesday, and we're gonna talk something about to do with real estate. And I thought it was a good idea to talk about um real estate claims. I was thinking about actually like making sure you choose the right place because you don't like I'm planning on taking pictures like these maps where it shows areas in the area, Altamont and
Mm-hmm.
Oviedo area where there's flooding, bad flooding. I
Mm-hmm.
need a caption of all those areas because I am not gonna buy real estate over there. So I want that to be our next conversation. But I mean, you made a good idea. You were like, I think we should talk about, insurance claims because there are a lot of people that need to know about insurance claims.
Yeah, it's one of the areas of real estate that I think people have the most question marks about. Personally, I have seen people go in and come out on the other end. There's no particular time as to how long it takes to get you through the claims process versus another person. I used Shane to help my mother through it, and it only took her a small amount of months. It was something like two, maybe at the most three, and she had her money. But for others, depending on the type of insurance company you have, it could take 6 months, for some even out to a year. So it really all depends. And I know a lot of people out there are scratching their heads like, okay, why does it take so long for some and not for others? You know what I'm saying? Now that I done lost my roof from this crazy hurricane, like what are my options?
Right.
And even if it doesn't seem like I have any damage, should I still have an adjuster come out? These
Mm,
are all these I get these questions all the time. So, Shane has been instrumental in helping me, number one, navigate through these types of issues. He's been great with answering questions. I just give it to him. I just, here, dude, take it.
Take it.
Yep.
I think it's
Plug me back in when it's time to sell.
right. I think that it's important to stay in your lane. That's why I'm having you with me first Wednesdays when we're talking about real estate. So this is our first Wednesday. And Shane, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Say it again.
Do I still sound choppy?
Not as bad. I hear an echo though, and I think it. Brandon, mute yourself. Let me see if it's.
All right.
So hello, testing. Go ahead, Shane.
Now?
I hear you. I don't see your video, but that's okay. We were
Turn off
talking.
the video because I think that's my bandwidth.
Got you. Okay. Well, I have a first question for you. Can you describe to me what is the general claims process from start to finish? Like, what is the general claims? Like, what do you do when you're claiming something on your damaged real estate?
You're doing, but the first thing you're going to need is a page. That's part of that part.
Yeah, you're still breaking up. Do you have your headphones on?
No, I'm actually talking, but I think it's just the network is just.
Yeah. The network seems fine. The network connection, I see 10 out of 10 for you. So it's just the phone is having issue with audio connecting to it. So sometimes headphones are a little more, concentrated.
Is there a way for him to call in,
No, this is it. This is the way right here. Because it's restream. Yeah. So yeah, he's in Fort Myers. I don't think it's the network though. I think there's it's a good strength. It looks like it's just sometimes the connection between your mouth and the microphone on the phone is just too far away versus a laptop. That's why sometimes laptops are usually best. I do see. Okay, yeah. So
Okay. Well, I mean, while Shane is working on things, what I can say on the real estate side, how it affects real estate, like for instance, that's a lot of other questions I've been getting these days, Brandon. Now that we went through this hurricane, is now the right time for me to think about selling? Should I hold off? Right. I get questions about, well, Brandon, now that the storm has come through, how is this going to affect my value overall?
right.
I get questions like that, and the easy answer for all those questions is it really depends on the area that your home is located in.
Yeah.
If it's in Fort Myers, it's now I can tell you the first 5 things that you can expect real estate wise as far as the market is concerned after something like this has happened.
Okay.
And I'm taking my cues. Oh, it seems like Shane, you talking?
Well,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm back.
You're perfect.
Yeah. All
Show you
right. Yeah. All right.
video. You sound good.
God is good.
All right. So from start to finish your statement, Brandon. Finish your statement. While
All
Shane.
right. Yeah. So I'm taking my cues back from 2008 in when the crash happened. but the same year, or maybe a year before, we had a hurricane that came through Miami at that time. And I remember vividly the how it affected the market, because quite frankly, after we had that major name storm, the market pretty much didn't recover after that. And then you had the 2008 thing, and then we kind of fell off a cliff. So what I realized that happened, and again, I believe that history does repeat itself, but not exactly. But it does leave clues. What I found out is, number one, we a lot of bargain hunters flooded the area.
Got you.
So when I say bargain hunters, y'all already know what I'm talking about.
Vultures.
Investors, yeah,
Vultures.
yeah. Investor types. Lots of those folks came in. Um, of course, the people who had homes under contract, they are now thinking about backing out of the contract. Folks lost their deposits.
Wow.
Some folks were able to get their deposits out and move on. Financing could be a challenge for a little bit until things get wrapped up, because I mean it's all over the news, and people in the bank, they see the news, so they see it as a bit of a risk.
Right.
So these are some of the things that you see that will happen subsequently, and altogether it does have an effect on value if it takes some time for the market in that area to recover.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that information. Shane, I really want to discuss the process from start to finish. Can you help me with that?
Yeah, definitely. Can you hear me now?
Hear you good. Perfect.
Okay,
Solid.
perfect, perfect. I actually drove away from the hospital. Maybe they were doing something in the parking lot that was messing with my signal,
Got
but
you.
either way, yeah. So the process from beginning to end, it's kind of a loaded question because it can go so many different ways. But the first thing you need is your paperwork. Your declaration page will have uh, all the information needed to open the claim. And there's different types of policies. There's renter policies. There's homeowners policies. So that's the first document you'll need, and then after that, let's see. Could you hear me? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
phone cut
I hear
out
you
again.
good. No, I hear you good.
Okay. Yeah. Now, once you open the claim, there's just so many ways it can go. The first thing that's going to happen is they're going to send out an inspector from the insurance company, and there's two different types of inspectors. There's a staff adjuster that works on behalf of the insurance company, or independent. An independent, they work for the insurance company, but they work as independent, as it's said. And me being a public adjuster, I would meet with either one of those inspectors, and
I lost you. Uh-oh.
Shane, you still there?
Yeah, I lost him. His network just went down. I see the red.
Man,
Oh, that was
it's
good. That was good.
serious over there on the West Coast,
It's
man.
I'm telling you guys, he's right there in Fort Myers in the war zone, and I don't know if he was driving. I think he was driving and hit a dead zone. I think that's what
Mm,
happened. Um s- that's a shame. I see
that
people
brother.
watching. I see who's LinkedIn user. I want to know is that, for some reason LinkedIn user is not coming up as their name. Who's LinkedIn
Oh, okay.
user?
He trying to be incognito. You know what I'm saying?
Incognito. Who's that?
Maybe he's a rival public adjuster. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Shane's gonna be back. Shane's gonna be back.
Yeah.
Listen, did you think that the hurricane would have been as bad as it was? I heard Tampa all this time, and then it just shifted. It makes me question whether I want to buy a property in Tampa. I know you
Hmm.
last month you were like I think Tampa's a good spot. It's going to be coming down in the future. Remember that was the last time. I'm like, well, if a hurricane
Right.
could easily demolish it? I'm not so sure.
Maya, why you so scary?
I am going to invest in real estate. I made the decision, Brandon. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Oh
I
man,
can't find Bay, so I'm gonna find a building.
find a building, girl.
But I'm just
Go ahead
like,
and do it.
I'm like, after this hurricane, I'm very concerned about where. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Yeah, yeah.
I
So
got you.
did you think it would have been this bad?
When it comes to hurricanes, you never know how it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very unpredictable. They could pop up anywhere. I was telling my wife, I was like, "Babe, I don't even think it's coming here. I think it's going to go to Mexico." And my wife is very analytical, so she's like, "No, no. I mean, look at the tracks they're following towards Florida, and
Yeah.
all the specialists are saying." I was like, "No, it's not coming. It's coming to Mexico. It's gonna hit somewhere else, babe. Watch." She's like, "Well, according to the Doppler radar and all the other things that I'm looking at, I'm like,
Let the
I'm like, don't pay
science and
attention to none of that."
you
Uh,
stick to real estate.
I think that yeah, I'm just looking at it, and really, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm hoping that it doesn't, that they're all wrong. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
Man,
Uh,
I was watching it a lot, and I was saying Tampa, 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 and then all of a sudden, Tuesday night, I come home and I see they say Fort Myers. I said Fort Myers. I said Fort Myers. I have friends down there. I have friends, family,
mm,
you know,
mm.
and I had to. The echo was bad, Brandon.
Echoes
So
bad.
yeah, turn me down or something. Turn my voice down. I
Uh,
guess I'm too loud. But yeah, I had to be like, yeah, call my friend, like, oh my God, they're coming. And I just listened to all the scientists. They tell me there's going to be an 18-foot surge. I believe them. I believe it's going to be an 18-foot surge. And therefore, I was like, listen, there's going to be houses filled with water. People going to be standing on furniture trying to gasp for air. This is what I envisioned. People were like, no. I said, okay. And that's what's
mm.
happening. Shane, you're
Mm.
back.
I'm back.
All right, good, good.
Hey, yeah. I bet you
Yeah.
went to a Starbucks.
Can you hear me? No, I'm at a racetrack.
No, I don't care what happens, man. Starbucks always got Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. No.
He's at racetrack. All right, so yeah, go ahead. Continue what you were saying.
The
You stopped off
claim process,
the public adjuster talking to the insurance adjuster. That's where we got left off.
right? So then it's negotiation time. So we go back and forth with the insurance company, fair amount, and from that point on, if it doesn't work out with the company, we have a process of mediation, and in mediation, we can, being that we're licensed, we have a state, maybe a lawyer or someone from the state with someone from the insurance company, and my trying to figure things out without the insurance company, because sometimes they don't want to spend their money. So that's one option we can use. We can also go through appraisal, insurance company, and we appraise the losses that we've already agreed to. That's more of a numbers thing. A lot of times you'll see that, for example, at a hurricane, you have 10 insurance company will pay you a few dollars for those 10 shingles, maybe $100, $200, need a whole new roof. So in the appraisal or mediation process, we just try to make sure that the insured is indemnified. And when I say indemnified, it's maybe windstorm, hailstorm, hurricane, plumbing, leak. Uh, so that's one option. Sorry. And then we also have the option of litigation, but every claim is different. So that's a very open claim, because
Yeah, so
with
open.
insurance claims, it could be a plumbing leak, it could be vandalism, an explosion. So some claims are very easy and they can be settled in a matter of, and others are drawn out because of, there may be issues that require engineer or, something like that, really.
Got you, got you, got you.
Hmm.
So, what are some? I think you kind of said it. Like, did you say some documents like insurance companies usually ask for when filing a claim? Like, what are the first documents?
The first document
Like the first.
you're going to need is a declaration page from your insurance policy coverage that you have, because it's very important that you have the right to file claims, and the coverage doesn't permit it based on what they bought right now, because people, sometimes just try to find the cheapest policy, and that's not a file a claim because it may not cover uh, your needs. For example, I have people here who they have a roof that's messed up, but their deductible is $15,000. So they get a policy thinking that they're saving money, but on the back end, they have the coverage even kicks in.
Wow, your deductible is $15,000. How much do roofs cost? Like 20? So literally, they don't give you anything. Like roofs cost like $20,000, don't they?
Right. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
if your deductible is 15,000,
Right.
then literally all they have to pay is $5,000 for the roof, and
Right. And
you're paying monthly in your. Listen, y'all, what I'm hearing is check out your document. Make sure you know the type of insurance you're getting. The struggle is, Shane, is like we get dropped by insurance companies left, right, and center, and nobody wants to take us. So sometimes we get
right.
the worst insurance companies because that's literally what we're left with.
Right. I see it every day. People are just like, "Hey, I have no choice. I had no choice. I had to buy it." I look at it like, "Well, you're not in the best situation. We'll make it happen." But yeah, it's happened. It's very common now. Very common because the insurance industry is just it's a mess.
It's not fair. That you talk about student loans need to have information. I mean, we gotta go to Congress of these insurance companies. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've all got these door to door roofers that come on our knock on our door, and they offer a free roof inspection. What should we watch for in dealing with those people? Especially now after hurricane season, I know there are a lot of people coming by and say, "Oh, I can let me inspect your roof." What do you should be careful about?
Well, the inspection is fine. It's the documents that go with it. Um, for example, I mean, Brandon, I worked on his mother's house, and I went there one day, and there was a guy who had his paperwork. He said, "Hey, I'll give a free inspection." I said, "Let me see your paperwork." And they had a line in there that's called, it's an AOB. It's illegal now, but they always change the words. And the AOB is an assignment of benefits. So basically, what happens is whatever the insurance company pays, they take it. If for some reason the insurance company pays 10,000, and then a public adjuster comes behind and gets all the damage on the interior and the roof costs, or let's say we settle at 30,000, the roof price becomes $30,000. It's a very dangerous um, trick that they've been using for
Wow.
the past few years, and they always change the name. Before it was AOB, then it goes to direction of pay. You just got to be very careful with the documentation. The inspection is fine, because it's good to see what issues you have, but the documentation that you sign is where the problems happen. And with a roofer, the issue there is a roofer can only cover the roof. They can't come inside and see the interior damage.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's 100% right. When we had that when that gentleman came by the house, and we always get people coming by. I mean, people are always visiting my mother's place. She's always trying to run it by me. Hey, this guy came by. He said that he can do XYZ in X amount of days, and she shows me the paperwork. And just at one particular time, Shane was coming by. I was there, and just about an hour before he got there, this other guy came, and he had come before. And man, this guy was a talker. I mean, he let us know we can take everything from start to finish. We own a claims company and we do roofing. Just give us, whatever it is that, just put everything in our hands. We'll take care of all of it. all you'd have to do is sign these here documents. It was something like 10 pages.
Be careful
And I
what
was
you
like,
sign,
10 pages,
y'all.
man. That's like a real estate contract. That's a lot of pages, you know? So, and Shane comes over and he's like, oh, okay, he's kind and all that. He's not standoffish or anything. But as he's showing me the paperwork, Shane is in the background, like, don't do it, don't do it, don't sign it, don't sign it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Here's the thing. So, like, if the roof costs $30,000, then and
All
only
this,
and only really cost $20,000, you could have got another $10,000 to fix the interior. This is what I'm
right.
hearing. This is what I'm just trying to understand. The danger
Exactly.
of this EO thing is the insurance company gives you $30,000. That's it, right? That $30,000 is supposed to cover all the damages from the hurricane. And truly, it only takes about $20,000 to fix the roof. So you can take that extra $10,000 you got from the insurance company to fix something else that has damaged your home. But you can't, because you signed this thing that the roof takes all of the insurance money. You see the danger of that?
Assignment of
God,
benefits. In addition to that, a lot of these roofers, they don't have license. They work for a roofing company that has a license, but public adjusters who are licensed by the state or contractors, they're licensed as well. But the roofers, they're very, 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 very dangerous. Very dangerous. They just say, hey, go out there, make a sale, get some commission, and go. Hey, a
wow.
lot of them ask me, hey, can you help me with the estimate on the roof? I'm like, wait, you're the expert, aren't you?
Right.
So it just kind of throws me off, and I'm not a fan of it, of the roofers. They really, I don't know. They're part of the insurance problem, truthfully.
Wow. 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 So, which insurance companies, based on your experience, are the toughest to work with? Which are the easiest?
All right. Well, I'll say this much. If you see a commercial for an insurance company, that's where they're investing their money. So I don't
Mm,
want to really say, talk bad about any insurance company, but
got you.
but that's how it works. If you see, I'll just say it, State Farm. That's the company I hate the most.
I put in the beginning that the comments on this show do not represent.
Hey,
Oh
that's
no,
why Shane ain't
no,
on camera right now. He's in witness protection.
yo, you listen. My friend says she hates that company. I'm not gonna name the company, but that company dropped all of like a whole bunch of Floridians after Charlie. I heard. Like I don't
Hmm.
even. So yeah, I heard. I could be wrong, but you're not the only person that says that. So if they
Yeah,
have a commercial on TV, and I say that about all situations. If people are coming to you and trying to come to you and market to you, come to you, usually they can't be trusted.
right.
Usually,
Hmm.
like yeah, people don't offer good deals. They're trying to sell you something, and a lot of the time,
Hold on, Ma. You trying
yeah,
to say that the Geico lizard doesn't mean my better? You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't mean my well-being. Like
the
he
gecko
looks so trustworthy and cute on these commercials.
on these commercials.
I didn't say it.
Shane didn't mention any names. Well, he did mention
Yeah,
one. Obviously, the one you mentioned must be real bad for you. Like, you know what?
yeah.
Forget it, man. I'm saying it.
Well, they've had lawsuits against them, and yeah, they've had big lawsuits against them. So it's known, but they are the worst. I mean, that in my opinion.
Wow. And this go for all insurances, like even car? Because that's my car insurance company.
Oh, I don't
Not
know about the
joint.
car. I
Okay,
work on
okay.
commercial and residential, but yeah, on
Got
the car, it'd be hard to say.
all
Like you
right,
said, I
all
stay
right.
in my lane.
See you later. All right, all right. Well, thanks for that. Thanks for being brave enough to say that. Okay, so if someone is waiting on their claim to be funded, but the damage is getting worse in their house, like they're getting a leaky roof, mold, would you recommend that the owner fix the repairs themselves,
Well, what?
or should you wait for the claim to go through?
No, you want to make sure to take care of the damages. The best thing to do is get a restoration company. If it's a leak on your ceiling, they can put on a tarp. If there's a leak in your kitchen sink, they could dry it out and use the equipment that's necessary to complete the job. Just make sure to take photos before the work is done and also after, because the insurance company will say neglect. If there's additional damages, they'll say, "Oh, you neglected to, take care of the damages that were there,"
That
and
is
they'll
good.
use it against you.
This
So
is
you,
awesome information what you're giving me. Like I
hmm
don't think people know this stuff, and the enemy was trying to block this interview from happening.
Mm,
But he can't win. This is a very important statement. Listen, you guys, if you have an issue, fix it. Don't wait for it to be fixed because they're gonna. If anything happens worse after, you're not getting money from the insurance company. They're gonna charge you with neglect. That is important information.
yeah, words
wow.
matter. Like you said before, the word flood. If you say flood, all of a sudden they send you the FEMA. You don't have flood insurance. They want to hear wind-driven rain, but who knows that as a homeowner?
Right? Who know?
You just
Who
say
know? You say water in the house. Water in the house mean flood. That's what you say.
right.
Like, but no, no, no. Wind driven water it can be covered. Flood is
Wind,
not.
exactly.
So
Words
the
words matter.
words matter. The words that you say matter, especially if you don't. And most people don't have flood insurance.
Right.
So
Mm.
be careful. All right. Well, I have a couple of viewers. I don't know who LinkedIn user is. Are there any? I'm opening up for questions. Brandon, do you have any questions that you may have for Shane?
Um, I mean, I got one other question that comes to mind is Shane. When it comes to the claims, and I know you probably can't give a estimate more or less, but should somebody be worried if it takes more than say 3 months for them to get a claim or get their money for whatever damage to their home? Is there like a percentage of or higher fail rate the longer it takes to convince the insurance company to give a payout on damages? Like,
Well,
what's your thoughts on that as far as time period is concerned?
well, they have 90 days to make a determination. The insurance company does, whether it's a denial or does not meet deductible or full payment. They have 90 days by law to make a determination. Time is kind of hard to say because you're really once you file the claim, it goes to a desk adjuster, and you're waiting on a desk adjuster to call you back or make you know just to negotiate. But time, it could be good or bad. It doesn't really go one way or another, because there's some
Mm,
people who 5 days in they'll say, hey, do you want to, we'll just go at this amount, it may be good. And there's other people who it may take 3 months for that to happen. That's what I was saying earlier about mediation or appraisal or litigation, which route you're going. Every claim is different. Every claim. Every claim. I've had houses where there's no damage and they just want to pay everything, or there's damage, houses where it's destroyed, and you're there for 3 months, and you're thinking to
Not getting
yourself, like,
anything.
what is it that you're not seeing? You
Wow.
have 65 shingles missing, and they're saying that they can be repaired. You have to explain to them collateral damage. It's like every claim is different. It's hard to say.
I have a question? Do you think there's like disparities? I'm really passionate about environmental justice, and
Hmm.
so many communities of color, like Orla Vista, got like pummeled. You know, do you see a disparity in who's getting their
Well,
um damages, or is it off the everybody, all races, all income levels? They got evenly destroyed in this hurricane.
uh, well, hmm, I would say there are some disparities, definitely. It seemed but it may be because of the coverage. I'm not sure exactly why it is that way, but just even I have some insurance claims in Heathrow. You're familiar with that in Orlando area, and the way that those insurance companies rush out to take care of those clients compared to someone, let's say in an older part of Sanford, is just you'll see different. It is disparity there. Same
mm,
Wow.
insurance company, same storm, same date of loss, but it just seems different. Sometimes that's sometimes, and the payouts. It's there's just so many more issues. The house is built on the same year, but for some reason they're in the same year roof, but they're saying this one is 15 years, and we understand why it needs to be changed. This one, prove it to me. Yeah,
Wow.
I notice it, but I'm it's kind of hard to say because they go by zip code. They go by zip code in insurance companies. So sometimes when people say, "Hey, my rates are going up," they go by zip code. That's kind of important. A lot of people say, "Oh, my insurance doubled this year." It's based on zip code and claims.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah. Wow. My insurance went up. My
Mm.
mortgage went up significantly. And I think that's why a lot of people's rents went up because people's insurances went up and they're trying to still make a profit, so they had to pass it to the renters.
Right.
But a
Yep.
lot of insurance went up this year. Yeah,
Yeah, insurance, taxes, everything. It's crazy.
crazy. Okay, well, I see just wows, but I don't see any questions. So, how can we reach you? Like, can you give us your information?
Yeah, the best way to reach me is with I guess my cell phone is fine. It's that number is 850
You gonna put
485
that on the internet? You
4338.
gonna put hold on? You gonna put that on the internet? You okay with that on the internet?
Well, why not?
Huh? Okay.
You
So
bet.
say what's the number?
Let that man do his thing.
Okay, what's the number?
850 485 4338.
Yes, sir.
No
There you
issues.
Yes,
go.
sir.
I'm here to answer all questions.
Listen, he's here. 850-485-4338. He is willing. Some of you had issues with your houses. Some of you had flooding. And you need somebody you can trust. This is a friend of Brandon.
Careful with those words, flood.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't say flood. Watch those words.
Watch those words.
Watch those words. Just to remind.
I'm gonna have to get the dude from FEMA for the flood, folks.
Right.
Oh man. Just to remind you, tip one, keep all your information. Tip two, use your
Mhm.
terminology carefully. Watch those words. Tip three,
Mm-hmm.
ask for damage mitigation information. Tip four, take visible records. And lastly, but not leastly, and at last least, but we have Shane Davis. Hire an expert.
Hire an
Hire
Yes,
expert.
ma'am.
an expert. Hire an expert. Watch your
I have
words.
a
Hmm.
Watch that mouth.
Yes, sir.
Watch that mouth. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have a
So much.
website also though that I'm trying to put together right now that has the process and a lot of information.
Okay.
Um, it's Superior Property Adjusters. I don't know if I can put it in the text just so you have it. Is that possible?
I'm putting it now. .com.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Superior
Superior
Property. Superior Property
Superior
Adjusters. Mm-hmm.
Superior Property Adjuster.com. That's what it is. Or adjusters with the S.
Right.
Which one?
Okay,
Adjuster or
official.
adjusters?
That brother says superior, as in better than
Superior
the brother you
Property
currently
Adjuster.
dealing with.
Yeah, Shane is the big real deal. I'm excited to have you on, and I'm thankful that you were willing to come on. And despite all the hiccups in the beginning, um, I'm glad you were able to get to that racetrack. Looks like we lost. It looks like we had a little network issues again. But thank you so much, Shane. Brandon, thank you. I'll see you next month
Yes,
on
ma'am.
remember first Wednesdays. We're gonna be talking everything real estate. The in the future, I'll be talking about other types of investments, but for sure, if you want to think about real estate, come on first Wednesday. It'll be me and B4 closes. Thanks again, Shane.
All right. Sorry about the big hiccups, but we'll get it right next time.
It's all
You
good.
all good, man. You found the Wawas and you parked it up. We good.
All
We
right.
good, man.
Good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Appreciate you, Doc.
All right.